Welcome back to another episode of Unknown and Talented Behind the Scenes with your very own Charnae and Jelan Abrams. Jelan, what's popping?
Well, if you're watching the visual, it's our honeymoon. Happy honeymoon to us. We got married, decided to come out to Mexico, and it's a great idea. Cabo, Mexico to be exact, and it's a great idea. And I'm loving it so far.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even have words. If you follow the podcast and line, you'll see the vlog. Eventually,
Yeah, the vlog is not going to be ready for another month.
but it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's just looking at just the water and being just right by the mountains and just having the space to like rest and unwind and right like if you're watching it right now we're first day of July, it's like that halfway mark through the year, so I like to recharge this time of year. I think I need to recharge this time of year, so it's been amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize
You gonna wait till I take a?
water. I'm sorry.
That's how she do me. Look, we on honeymoon, and then I'm about to drink. That she wants me to talk. Yes, it has been amazing. I've been loving it, and like I said, it's a great decision to pick Cabo. But what we want to talk about today, we want to talk about preparation. So even though we're on this vacation, we're having a great time. For us to have a great time, we actually had to prepare for this. So we're married, we're one. We're great at preparing together. Me by myself, absolutely not. So I'm gonna hand it off to Charnae. She's gonna explain what went into preparing for this vacation.
Yeah, no, I think it was wow. We just woke up, we were looking out and sort of thought about this concept of, people will see the vlog, they'll see the trip and the fun and
The
all
photos.
the photos. But what you don't see is all of the things that went into us being able to get here. But that's not the sexy part, right? The sexy part is the like 3 minute, clip video, that you post on Insta. But all of the things that we had to do, all of the planning, all of the emails, the coordinating, the booking, the flights, like that took time. Even figuring out Cabo, it's funny. Every like person we spoke to about, or I would say almost most people we spoke to when we said Cabo, they're like, "Oh yeah, Cabo's really nice. Cabo's one of the safest places in Mexico." But, like all of those things, and in my head, I'm thinking like, "Oh yeah, I know," because I researched like
Everything.
deep dive into like when I decided, I said, okay, well, so starting from the beginning.
Wait. Let me cut
Okay.
you off. You be talking. My wife's talking. Before the podcast, she didn't want to be on here. Now she's talking. I love it. But let's even talk about in the beginning of preparation, right? What is your favorite seat to pick when you go flying?
Oh yeah. I have no idea where you're going with this question. I like to be by the window when I fly. So
Okay. You pick the window
I
seat.
secured
Okay.
the flight, so I secured the seat that I liked.
Okay. So if y'all don't go flying a lot, once you purchase a ticket, you're able to pick for a little more money. You're able to pick where you're sitting. So speaking about preparing, I was on the flight. Charnae is sleeping, so she's by the window. She's sleeping. I'm in the middle. I see the people in front of me. Right, there's two ladies, one in the window, one in the middle, and a man at the right side. So the minute he sits down, they're like, we'd like to go to the bathroom, so we just want to let you know. Hopefully, we don't bother you." So the minute this guy falls asleep, that's when the lady at the window seat decides she wants to pat him to say, "I need to go to the bathroom." So that's the first thing of preparing. Make sure you know if you go to the bathroom a lot, don't pick the window seat because now you got to wake up the man. He's drooling like, and she said, excuse me, go to the bathroom." Like, for real?
Look, that's too funny. Well,
Yeah, because I was mad for him because he probably likes the aisles better. Now, after they went to the bathroom, he had to switch to sit in the window, and he didn't pick the window. They should have knew where they wanted to sit, pick on the aisle, so he could have the aisle, and not have to worry about being woken up in the middle of the flight. Because both of them went to the bathroom, not just one, both.
look.
I'm sorry, I was mad. He was black too, so I was, my brothers.
Anyway, I mean, flights are chaotic. We're here, so there's some things you can't plan for, right? Like I always choose the window seat, so if nothing else, I can like get a good nap, I'll get my little neck rest, and then I can either lay online or I can lay on my neck rest towards the window. So yeah, we'll sort of get to it in planning because as much as preparation is a great thing, there are some things you can't plan for. We could not plan that. So we're getting in the line for our flight from Houston to Cabo, and there's this family, and they have three little kids. And so first of all, the little kid, like when you start planning, it's funny, we started talking about like watching them, how will we plan to travel with children? Because they were the two older ones and they were chill, they were staying with the parents holding their suitcase, they had the little sit on luggage so they could chill. And then there's the youngest. I'm a youngest, so I can't judge, but them youngest, maybe they're different. He's just wandering away from his parents. The parents are sitting there trying to get the passports, the bags. The older siblings are sitting there like chatting with each other. And then there's the baby just wandering off away from the parents. And I'm looking at line because I'm like, excuse baby, hey, excuse me, little one. Like I don't know the child's name, okay? And so enough of us are watching. Like this is one of those beautiful moments where like you have faith in humanity because you can see other people that are probably parents or aunties and uncles, and we all see this child wandering, and we're like, hey, trying to get their attention. And then finally the dad looks up and he's like, oh, hey, starts yelling his name, and the child is just as oblivious, like, what's wrong? Like I can't just wander through the airport.
I think the funny part about it though is like people trying to get his attention and saying your child, and he's like, what? And then when he said that, I'm like, is that not his child? Like, what's going on? Then he looks and says, oh, okay, my child. He's so lost. And I was just like, wow.
There's a million things. Like, it's a lot thinking about everything that we did to plan just for us. I won't even send myself into like a mental spiral thinking about what it would look like to plan for three additional humans. But I had nothing but just grace and empathy for, for them.
Yeah, because even you said during the flight, when the kids had to use the bathroom, and I don't know if you ever used the bathroom on a flight. That thing is shaking, and it's a lot going on. So
yeah. They was kicking the seats, trying to like move around, not on purpose, just so yeah, some things you can't plan for. But as much as we could plan for, we did and started that process way ahead. So this is now July. I started planning for what would have been birthday trip like December of last year, and then started like looking at things in depth January. I'm on this before I had a TikTok because I barely use mine now that I got it, so we ain't worried about it. But I was on his TikTok looking at restaurants, looking at places, looking at resorts, just everything. I have friends from work, and I was asking them since they live more in California, like what would they recommend? Where do they stay? Where do they go? It's a lot, and not in a bad way. It's just I like to be really thorough and do my due diligence because again, this process, I mean, like, it's our first solo, just us out of the country travel. It's been so smooth. Like, I really couldn't have planned like a more seamless trip. But like, how seamless it's been is because of all of the time that was taken like before. So that way, when we got here, we could really just vacation and didn't have to worry about anything. Our travel booked, our activities booked, everything.
Okay. One moment, I don't got my ring on.
What? Wow. Wow.
Should have kept talking, baby. I'm keeping all this in there. You know me. All right, we got my ring on. Back to the action. Are we lit? All right. Yeah. But, sorry.
But yeah, I guess so. Like,
so hold on, wait a minute. You had more to say. When I was gone, you didn't.
Well, it was a question for you. So okay, I wasn't going to ask you a question. Are you out of the frame?
Good. Love you, baby.
You're welcome. I love you too. So I did a lot of the like deep dive of planning and then sort of like loop you in for process. On your end, I guess what did it look like to plan or just our first solo like out of the country adventure, like your process of thinking about planning or sort of leaning into my process of planning? How did that feel?
Yeah. Basically, she had most of the stuff ready. She had like different hotel options. So when we looked through the hotels, we looked through the hotels. We also is that hotels or resorts?
Resorts.
Is that the same thing? The resorts, right? Is that different? Okay. So we looked through the different resorts and different food options. So we're going through the menus to see what things we would want to eat. Because you think about when you're in a resort, most of the time you're going to eat what's on the resort. So I'm making sure we go through the list of saying, what can I eat? Because I don't eat shellfish. So if it has a bunch of shrimp and scallops and all that, I'm not eating. That's a waste of a trip. I don't eat pork. They have nothing like that. It's a waste of a trip. So we made sure we looked at all of those. And we also looked at the different restaurants that were around here. So that was like a big decision as well. So we're in Cabo, very close to the marina, which is like has a bunch of different restaurants. So we're here, we're in walking distance, probably a 10-minute drive, which was, great. I know I didn't answer your question, I'm answering it now. But also what I did to prepare for it, I just made sure I had all my clothes ready. Like make sure I had all my fits. Like she's gonna have 50 outfits in there. I'm gonna at least have my 7, my 7 for each day. So that was kind of like mainly what I prepared for, trying to think about like what color she's gonna wear, or like going to the store ahead of time, buying a matching set that I will say, okay, this is what I'm gonna wear for pictures. Because even though I love vlogging, I love recording and stuff, clothes, I'm not, what I mean, I wear whatever I want to wear, but for her, I want to make sure we have good matching pictures, make sure we got this, make sure I got my ring, my rubber ring, so we can go out and travel and stuff like that. So yeah, and also get my cameras and stuff so we can do this and take pictures. Because that's the one thing as well, when you are going on a solo couple trip, you don't really have nobody to take pictures. And the people that take pictures for you, they trying to get all these weird angles, like, oh yeah, I got you. Let me get down here to the left, to the right. And it's like, no, just take a regular picture. We don't need you out here doing all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna hype you up. One thing you slightly spoke to, but was extremely important for this trip. So Lon always comes ready with camera gear. He actually got a new lens for sun for this trip. And so like I remember him telling me about it. And again, I'm doing all of the flights, the things, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get this lens," and I was like, "Okay, like, I don't know anything about this equipment," but it's been extremely clutch. Every shot that you see that is beautifully lit is because the lens has a way of like capturing the sun without like over capturing the sun.
Yeah.
You probably explained it better than me.
It's called an ND filter. I don't know what ND stands for. Something density filter. So basically, what it does is like it makes it darker. So it's kind of like sunglasses for your lens. So it makes it darker. So the sun is gonna overpower it. And basically, what that does is the sun is overpower your shot. You actually can probably get it in the shot so you can see it.
That's the box is all smushed up. It's a great lens. If we were getting paid to promote it, people put it in the notes, but we're not. So until then, you can Google it. It was great. But yeah, so just little things like that. I mean, us planning to know that like we're gonna do content. So having his laptop so we could record, having all of the filters that or like the lenses that we need. Like you said, having our coordinating outfits. We are that couple. We like our matching fit. So there's all the fun stuff to planning, and then again, all of the strategic things of like when your flights will come in, when you want to get up in the morning, what time you're waking up to travel, setting alarms so that you don't oversleep, making sure you have just all the things, your passport, your ID, your license.
Also knowing what you paid for. Like we didn't realize that we had free breakfast until the 4th day. So we were just outside getting food, and then the 4th day we ended up.
What's it?
It was the 4th day, man. This is the 5th day.
We didn't eat breakfast the first day because we got an after breakfast. So technically 30. But we only had 2 days. We didn't realize we had complimentary breakfast. But yes, make sure you read all the things. Our hotel was really cool because they had like the regular, and then they had like a plus. And so honestly, the plus just got coupled on because of the room I wanted. So there were a lot of benefits, a lot of coffees and teas, and we had free concierge service, and there's just a lot of stuff that
it's not free. Like, nothing is free. Is including in what you including. You gotta be careful with that free stuff. Like it's free.
I mean, nothing in life is free, child.
One thing they didn't have though, they didn't have Netflix, so we couldn't watch anything. We're going through the channels. It's all Spanish channels. I don't speak Spanish, so that's not like
I didn't come to Cabo to watch CP. So
I did.
I wasn't.
Listen, so I don't speak Spanish, but I was trying. I need to prepare for that. I did get a D in Spanish, but I need to prepare for that Spanish. So we're going around seeing everybody. Hola, gracias. Muy bien. Like basically just whatever little Spanish you learn. So me saying hola, this guy says, how do you say it? Como? Okay, yeah. So I'm saying hola to everybody. This guy says, ¿Cómo estás? And I'm like, I'm thinking he says, ¿Cómo te llamas? Which means, what's your name? But he's really saying, how are you doing? And I said, and he said, how are you doing? I said, oh, muy bien. ¿Y tú? Got it. That's all I learned in the Spanish class. But yeah, my mom wouldn't be proud of me that I didn't know what ¿Cómo estás meant. I was struggling out there.
I took Latin. Don't ask me why.
I don't know why. It's a dead language.
Why I took Latin. Because Mr. Daniels, the best teacher in the whole wide world. I think he's retired now. He taught my brothers. He taught me. He made Latin so much fun. But yes, I mean, there's nowhere I'm gonna use Latin. And everybody said that the Spanish teacher was mean, so I didn't want to take Spanish 1.
I had a mean Spanish teacher. My Spanish teacher, my first one was cool. My first one was really nice, actually. My second one was mean. That's probably why I got a D in that class. So what they did is like certain days you could stay after school and get tutoring for Spanish, right? So I'm staying after school because I need some more help. I come there and said, oh, I need help with, I don't know, conjugations or something like that. And then she says, oh, we just went over that today. And I said, okay. And she didn't help me. I'm just sitting there like wasting my time. Come here. That was kind of crazy. That's crazy, right? Like I'm coming to you and say I need help with conjugations. We went over that today. I'm not doing that again. Like, so what do you stay in the school for?
To get paid extra, probably.
I was upset. I don't remember her name. I wish I knew her name. I would shout her out right now, but she probably retired too. Cool. So basically what I ended up doing, I only ended up going to tutoring where I had that first Spanish teacher. She helped me out with everything. That's how I ended up getting that D. But that second teacher, she was the worst.
That's how she helped you get the D? Dang. Don't do that. I'm just saying, like, she at least helped you get a C?
I was already behind when I started doing the tutoring.
How far behind did you get?
I don't know. This is a long time ago. We're in Mexico right now. You go to Mexico, learn some Spanish. That's how you prepare.
Yeah, at least know some some simple communication phrases.
Yeah.
Because incredible. Like I don't think we commend enough like what it looks like to know 2 languages. Like we're so spoiled that most countries learn to have a little bit of understanding of English to be able to support things like tourism and things like that. It's really a lot to think about understanding and communicating in the different. So everyone's been so nice. Yeah. Try to. In retrospect, I wish I would have at least known a couple of just key phrases to help them to communicate with us. Because they really just wanted to make sure that we were good, that we were taken care of, to answer questions. Everyone's just so sweet here.
Yeah, because like even one who actually was riding some camels, and the guy that was telling us everything about it, he's like, I'm still learning English, and it's like, that's kind of cool for you to be able to do that. We just like you said, spoiled, have English. We don't want to learn nothing else. So I'll say that's something that I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it right now because I got a lot going on, but that's something in the future since I'm gonna learn some Spanish. And then whatever when we learn it, we're gonna have a whole episode of Spanish, right? No? Okay.
Maybe. All right, let's see. What else? We talked about planning. Seasons of travel, right? It's sort of interesting because the weather here is so beautiful, like most of the year. This is technically what's more considered like a low season, and it's still very busy. But yeah, because thinking about like traveling, whenever it's cold, people want to like flock to places where it's warm. So this is actually nice because it's busy, but it's not overly busy, except for when cruise ships come in, and then it's very busy. So that was fun. Like we went later in the afternoon for our sunset cruise, and it was such a chill, like cool vibe. We went earlier in the day to grab lunch, and one of the cruise ships were there. And I mean, people were out here just hustling, okay, selling everything. There was a lady holding an iguana child on a leash, and I don't understand why. So yeah, just all the things to consider, all the things to prepare for.
It's a lot. I wasn't gonna bring this up, but you brought it up. Listen, if you black.
Oh, what to prepare for it?
And you're coming to Mexico, prepared to be offered drugs. I was offered. First he didn't even say it. It was on the balcony. The guy's like, and I'm like, for the audio, I'm doing a smoking symbol. Just the audio people. So I was offered smoke. Guy said I was offered weed. I was offered pre-roll. I was offered reefer. I was offered
That's sticky.
That's sticky icky. And it's so bad because it's just like they're aggressive with it. Like I don't know why they're so aggressive. I'm walking. Charnae was on my right hand side. I'm on the left. The guy's coming up to me. Hey man, I got that weed. For you. I don't need the weed. We met some lady, some older white lady. She said, "Oh, we got anything." Like she had a store. We got some shirts. We got souvenirs. We even got the weed if you need it. And I'm like, I don't need the weed. Do I have a shirt on? I need to get. That's what you do. Prepare. I don't smoke. That's what you need to get next vacation. Get a shirt that says I don't smoke. I don't need that sticky icky. That's what you got.
That's what
That's
we're
the
gonna do
shirt.
next time. Get some hats made. No
Yeah,
sticky.
no sticky icky here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked a lot about like the vacation, but we also want to, if you're not in that vacation mode, you can still prepare for your things in life. So what I think about is we prepare for the next stage of, vacation. Like we prepared ahead of time in December for now, but also preparing for your next stage of your life. Like for example, us, we prepare for having a house. We had to make, certain situations, can't get the word. I'm drowning, baby. I'm drowning.
You can swim though. You can swim. You got it.
We had to make certain adjustments to be able to get a house. We had to make certain adjustments to actually, get married. So that's what you have to think about right now in the basically middle, really like middle of the year.
Yeah.
How do you see your life in the next 6 months going into that new year? What kind of changes you need to make?
Because it can really be anything, and I think there's a again, like we always love seeing like on the opposite end of the preparation, but it definitely was for us like again just a good reset and also point of reflection of like wow, look at the beautiful things that come out of preparation and being intentional. And so another reset as we do our meetings, our Q3 planning. What things do we want to plan for the second half of the year? Because like Lon spoke to, for us, a lot of the things were situating around our home and getting married. And so now we are on that other half of what we'll lean more into thinking about businesses, of investing. Now that we've settled in those other areas, of course, we'll continue to lean into that type of, coordination. But now it's a whole different step of preparation. And so maybe for you it is vacation. Maybe you're thinking like, I do want to go in the height of the year. I don't want to be in my city when it's cold in the winter. And so you're planning for that piece. Maybe you're planning for something like buying your home and you're thinking about that, or maybe getting married, or maybe your business or investing. But I think it's just a good time to really think about like just reflecting on times in your life where you did prepare and how that came into fruition, and then thinking about what those steps look like to prepare for whatever it is that you're thinking about doing next.
You're doing great, baby. Like when we started this podcast, her eye contact in the camera was like,
I wasn't prepared to be on camera.
Hey, where am I going? Where am I going?
I was looking everywhere.
I ain't gonna lie, I was about to tell her to get some shades because she was all over the place.
Wow.
Nah, but yeah, you're doing a great job of keeping your eyes focused at the camera, which I love. What I want to go into is talk about us, because it's kind of hard to give examples for them because we're not really sure where they are. But one thing that we decided to do for the second half of the year is actually no. What we decided to do when we actually do our goals is actually create goals for each quarter. So instead of having the New Year's resolutions of 10 things you want to do for the entire year, we want to hit the first quarter. What's our first quarter goals? Second quarter, what is that goals? Third quarter, fourth quarter. So right now, we have to still make our third quarter goals, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
we set goals holistically for the year, and then each quarter we weigh smaller goals. So making it really attainable. Because if you look at like a big goal of saying, hey, I want to get to X amount in my savings. Okay, what does it look like in Q1? How much do you want to have saved by the end of that quarter? And what does it look like to save for each paycheck, right? Mm-hmm. So each big goal, figuring out how to make it as small as possible so it feels more attainable. That way you're not just looking at something large.
Yeah. And one thing that Charnae has helped me with is budgeting, because we just get into the habit of getting paid. We're going to throw most of the money to whatever our housing is. So that might be your mortgage or your rent. That's where most of your money is going to go. Then you're going to send more to your car. My hair messed up?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sorry, I was going to wait till you finish your statement and then fix it. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks. That's how I married her. Listen, I have a long list of why I married this woman. And that, so don't ask me, oh, why did you get married? How'd you know she's the one? It's a long list. So like, how much time do you really have, Let me actually start from the beginning. So one thing that Charnae has helped me with is budgeting. So a lot of times when we get our paycheck, most of the money's gonna go to our housing. That might be a rent, it might be our mortgage. Next thing, it might be a car note. All those expensive bills, and then whatever you got left, you kind of just living off of. So one thing that I've done now is actually list all my fixed expenses. So I know my mortgage. I know I don't have any car payment. Cars paid off. I know what else? What else do I got to pay for? I don't got a bunch.
Electricity, water,
Electricity, water, yeah, all those things. I don't got it in front of me. We on vacation. We're not even thinking about bills. But but one thing that I've done is actually budgeting for each thing, how much I have to do for tithing, how much I want to do for saving, and seeing how much money I actually have after all of that. Because you'll be surprised, you might have extra money to do saving. Like, oh, I don't make enough money to save. You do your budget, you seeing all the nonsense you're spending money on. Now you have money to save, and now you can take that savings to start getting that vacation that you haven't went on in a few years. So it's those little things to get ready for something else. But I would definitely say one thing that I've done is definitely budget. I just started, so I'm not saying it helped me yet, but it made me be more aware of where my money's going and trying to be smarter with my money, or I have to cut off those things that I don't need. Like that Netflix is $23. That's expensive. You might need to cut it off. So
I think it has helped, though. I mean, not getting all up in your personal finances, but there were saving accounts that you had through work that we realized that certain expenses could be allocated towards that instead. There were things that we were able to allocate towards, like what's expensed through work. And then there are ways that you were able to split up how your paycheck goes towards certain bills during the month to have more flood. So it is worthwhile doing those kind of deep dives because you can look and realize that there are ways to work your money so that it works for you, and so you don't feel like your finances are working against you. So yeah, budgeting is a great piece of preparation. I highly recommend, and it will help taking those steps towards financial freedom, and then long term towards things like your vacations, which you're investing, or even just understanding if there are places that you need to like navigate. Okay, what does it look like to advocate for myself in my role to be more, or to look at other places and to interview and see if there are places where I can get paid more making transitions. Like it just helps create a focus around what it can look like to be even more like free in your finances. So
yeah, and I think a main important thing about being prepared for things is also don't be afraid to take feedback. So like when Charnae first brought up my attention that I need to budget, I could have been like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing it this way, it's working for me. But also take feedback and try it. Because you can take feedback and try it, it might not work, but feedback can also help you. You know?
Yeah, especially wise counsel feedback. Like I spoke a little to the trip. I was like all excited, like, oh, I'm gonna, go to Cabo. Decided there are two parts of Cabo, and so the part that we're at is San Lucas, I believe, and it's
St.
closer
Lucas, yeah.
to like everything we spoke to, the marina. Like we literally can walk out from our resort and we're right at the beach, one of the few swimmable or like only swimmable beaches in Cabo. So things like that are important. I'm glad I asked my coworkers who live in California, like, what area should I look at? I, did a lot of YouTuber videos of them talking about the different areas. So it is good to get wise counsel from people who are like in a place or understand something. That way you can take that into your consideration when you're preparing, because one of the other resorts that we would have stayed at would have been like an hour from everything that we're doing now. So we would have been having to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, take taxis, which would have added up costs for that instead of things like, going to cool places to eat and activities. So it was a really good investment of time.
Yeah, I think another thing your people told you at work was like, keep your head down.
Oh yeah,
they trying to sell you. Well, which is kind of crazy. Like I spoke about them trying to sell weed, but they're trying to sell everything. Like they were trying to sell. Start naming something, baby. You can go back and forth.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, you just the
water taxis,
every
umbrellas.
From the moment you step off the plane, like it's a heavy like tourism type of space, and so the minute that you are here, like they are ready, like this is their grind. So I'm glad I was prepared. My homegirl told me that, so that way I wasn't just naive thinking people just trying to chat with me because I'm Southerner. So I was like, oh hey, how you doing? Oh nice. So I had that mindset of preparation, knowing, okay, still be friendly. You don't ever have to be rude, but they are like trying to sell you this is their grind, this is their work. So I was mentally prepared for that, which is I think another thing. Like the mental preparation for things is important. That mindset, how you go into something, whether you're staying like optimistic about it, whether you're seeing the negative. It was funny, we were on a sunset cruise just a day or two ago, and we're out there and you have the arc, you have the ocean, everything's beautiful, and then there's like a very large cruise ship. And I have to say to myself, like, hey, what are you going to focus on? Because there's so much more ocean than there is cruise ship. But I can get an attitude like, I'm trying to take my little sunset cruise, and it's a big old Carnival cruise ship here. But I was like, what are you going to focus on? So I just, just at my little spot on the boat so I could see more of the arc, more of the ocean. And then, didn't focus on the cruise ship. So there will always be a cruise ship in your life. There'll be something that it's like, it feels very large, but compared to all of the other things in your life that are good, that are blessings, that are positive, like you can focus on that and, do what you got to do. Navigate around a cruise ship, find the sunsets in your life.
Yeah, and that's a great example. I have another example. So just being here in Mexico, I know they had like the presidential debate. I don't know who said it, but they said that the Mexicans are stealing the black jobs. I think it was Donald Trump, something like that. So listen, they're nonsense. I'm not paying them no mind, but social media. But the thing about that is like actually being here and seeing how positive and optimistic their mind is. Like just yesterday, we had a taxi. The guy was super nice, so like super nice guy. But seeing in his car, I can see his dash. The engine light is on. The tire pressure is low is on. A fuel level low in the car, and I'm like, yo, like it's so much stuff going on, but he's here to do the job. He says, I'm gonna get paid for this. So his mindset wasn't negative. You might go to Uber and somebody just rude or not talking. He was super nice, even though he has so many different like distractions going on in his life. But he was the mindset of like, I know one step at a time, I can be better. That's what I think anyway for how nice he was to us. So I just think it's like that mindset is so important. And even thinking about the people that's on the island with us. We on the island? Are we on the island? I don't even know. We're not on the island. We're in Mexico. Okay, sorry. um, just thinking about everybody that's like on the marina trying to sell you, the amount of no's they're getting. It's not like a couple no's and yes, they're getting a million no's, but they're still trying. We got this. We got that. We got So just having that mindset of you want to do something. Somebody's gonna say yes. You want to do something, it's gonna be a cruise ship. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what it was, but yeah, have a good mindset if you want to accomplish anything.
Beautifully said, man.
I think that was actually fire. But.
It was. I didn't know where you were going at first, and so I was just sipping my water. But yes, I think you definitely see that encouragement of people who have just a really like this positive mindset. They are focusing on the joy of what they get to do. And even today we were at breakfast and, anytime I'm like, thank you. And they're like, it's my pleasure. And it's like, it was just really like, you really get to choose. You have to really choose.
That's what Chick-fil-A got it from. They came to Mexico and they said all of our employees said, it's my pleasure. Because they've been out there. He was at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure. I said, whoa, well, my pleasure. Okay. This ain't Chick-fil-A, but they out here.
I can't. But your mindset's important going into this half of the year. God can do a lot in a little bit of time. Like, how are you focusing on? Okay, this is the rest of the year. So I heard the sound on the balcony outside. But yeah, what are you going to?
I'm sorry. Can you have that? You can have that point.
Yeah.
I just talk about some sounds outside. Go ahead. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
Did you want to talk about sounds outside?
Go.
That was the point. The point was have a good focus and just lean into the positives and be intentional with the time you have left and be optimistic about that time too.
I'm sorry. No, the minute you said sound outside the balcony. So we're right next to the beach, which is a great spot. Some things we didn't know what was going on. So we went to bed early that first night. We're exhausted. We hear boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, shoot, what's going on outside?
This is supposed to be the safest part of Mexico.
So every night at 9:30, they have fireworks.
Every night.
Every single night. So we didn't know that. And we are legit right next to it. Where to the point where it was happening, I couldn't even go outside on the balcony because we're right there. So we're gonna throw videos of me actually recording being inside.
His life in danger.
Yeah,
content for y'all.
Yeah, I didn't go outside. I stayed here with the door closed. But yeah, it's right outside, which is like.
It's nice. It was beautiful though. The next day, since we were aware, we went on the rooftop area, and then we were able to see it from the rooftop. It was very nice. But that first night, when you are tired after a long day of flights and you hear random loud noises, it was not comforting.
Yeah, Charnae wanted me to go outside. I said, I'm not going out there because I didn't even know. Like we had the jacuzzi on. I thought I messed up something. I was the jacuzzi going crazy. But I'm like, I'm not going out there. So then I finally opened the blinds and realized it was fireworks. I was like, okay.
And then we were okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then sort of just landed this because we about to go back to our vacation,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to send some encouragement. Staying flexible as you're going into this half of the year, as you're planning. So funny story to sort of land this on.
Not funny story. Not funny story.
It's funny now. It's funny in retrospect. It wasn't funny then. So this is our second go around of this trip. It was initially going to be my birthday moon, like our honeymoon / birthday trip in May. We ended up going the end of June because the day before the flight, we realized that we could not locate Jelan's passport because
I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna blame on me.
We're one, so
Jelan.
we could not locate Jelan's passport, and we didn't prepare to not be able to find his passport.
We didn't. Yeah.
So that meant that we had to spend like that whole day calling for everything we had booked. Now being like, hey, we need to reschedule this. And again, everyone here is so nice, even before we got here, except the old resort we were going to stay out. But again, perspective, because that resort was like an hour away from everything we're near now. So we went back into our planning and looking at stuff together. We actually changed resorts and ended up staying here, which was much better. I love this resort. I think it's such a good, thing that came out of the trip changing and everything we've been able to do just to walk out on the beach, to be right by everything. It's perfect location. So it all worked out. But stay flexible. Again, you can't plan for the children kicking the back of your seat. You can't plan for the person that has to use the bathroom on your flight. You cannot plan for the love of your life losing his passport. Certain things you can't always plan for, but you can plan on how you're going to keep your mindset. You can plan for your attitude. And to say like, hey, is this something I really want? Then hella high water, because hella high water, I was getting to Mexico this year, and we got here. So
I'm about to bleep that out. Never had bad words in the podcast.
What hell is a place? Now,
I had to bleep it out 3 times now. I think that's about it. We've been talking. We are on vacation, so we're not gonna give y'all an hour episode today. But we appreciate y'all even getting this far. I know this is yours, but we here. My baby's talking. She's been talking. She has good eye contact. She's a star. Actually, leave in the comments if you got this far. She should start getting some individual episodes in.
You don't have to leave that.
All right.
But what you can do is like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing with us. Keep an eye out. By the end of this year, the vlog is going to be out. And you'll be able to see everything. And if you want to make like an itinerary out of it, if you're thinking about going to Cabo, definitely you can leave that in the comments as well. I will list all the places, probably in the blog. But if you are going before then, let me know. Because again, I planned for this, so I got all the deets. I got you.
All right, cool. Well, my name is Jelan Abrams.
My name is Charnae Abrams.
Hey, and we got our rings on.
Until next time, y'all, be easy, stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you don't have to be ready.
All right, we out.